If you've ever planted strawberry runners only to end up with uneven plants, a difficult harvest, and a bed that's frustrating to work with, you're probably making one simple mistake almost everyone overlooks. It doesn't have anything to do with fertilizer, watering, or expensive varieties. Instead, it's all about how you organize your plants before they ever go into the ground. This one habit can save hours of work later and make your entire strawberry bed much easier to manage. Let's take a look. Many beginner gardeners believe that once strawberry runners have roots, they're all basically the same. So they grab a handful, plant them wherever there's space, and assume everything will work itself out. At first, that approach seems perfectly fine. The plants grow, the bed turns green, and everything looks healthy. But months later, when it's time to dig plants, clean the bed, or prepare that space for another crop, the problems begin. Some plants are large, others are tiny. Some are ready, while others still need more time. Instead of one simple job, the entire bed becomes slow and frustrating. The good news is that there's an incredibly easy way to avoid all of that from the very beginning. The biggest mistake most gardeners make is mixing every size of strawberry runner together. Imagine planting large, healthy runners right beside tiny young ones without any organization. Months later, the larger plants are fully developed while the smaller ones are still catching up. Now you're faced with a difficult decision. Do you dig the mature plants and leave the smaller ones behind, or do you wait for the younger plants and delay everything? Neither option is ideal. Experienced growers avoid this problem by doing something incredibly simple. They group similar-sized runners together. Large runners go with large runners, medium plants stay with medium plants, and the smallest runners are planted in their own section. It takes only a few extra minutes during planting, but it saves an incredible amount of work later. Another common mistake is only thinking about planting and never thinking ahead to harvesting or digging the plants. Professional growers plan for the future before the first runner ever goes into the ground. When plants of similar size grow together, they're usually ready at nearly the same time. Instead of digging individual plants scattered across the bed, you can harvest one entire section at once. Everything comes out together, the bed is cleaned much faster, and you spend far less time searching for mature plants. It also minimizes disturbance to neighboring plants that still need more time. Many gardeners also create random strawberry beds. They plant wherever there's an empty spot, believing organization doesn't matter. But months later, that random layout creates unnecessary work. A well-organized bed is much easier to understand. You know exactly where your strongest runners are located, where the medium-sized plants are growing, and where the smallest runners were planted. That simple organization makes every future job easier, whether you're digging plants, checking their progress, or preparing the bed for another crop. Another mistake is expecting every strawberry runner to grow at exactly the same pace. Not every runner starts with the same size, and that's perfectly normal. Some develop into beautiful, vigorous plants very quickly, while others begin much smaller. The mistake isn't having different-sized runners. The mistake is expecting them all to reach maturity at the same time. By grouping plants according to size, your strongest runners develop together, while your smaller runners continue growing alongside plants at the same stage. Everything becomes much more balanced, and you're no longer comparing tiny young plants to fully developed ones. One of the biggest mistakes gardeners make is forgetting that every strawberry bed will eventually be used for something else. At some point, you'll want to clear the area and prepare it for another planting. If plants are scattered randomly throughout the bed, cleaning it becomes difficult because some are ready while others are still growing. Organized planting changes everything. As each group reaches maturity, you can remove an entire section at once, leaving clean space that's immediately ready for the next crop. The transition becomes much smoother and requires far less effort. So, what's the best way to plant strawberry runners? Before planting anything, sort all of your runners by size. You don't need exact measurements. Simply separate the larger, stronger runners from the medium ones and place the smallest runners in their own group. Plant each group in its own section of the bed. That's all there is to it. No expensive equipment, no complicated techniques, just a little organization before planting. Months later, you'll appreciate how much easier every task becomes. This method works because plants that begin at a similar size usually develop more uniformly. That means entire sections of the bed become ready at roughly the same time. Instead of digging one mature plant here and another there, you work through the bed efficiently from one organized section to the next. The entire process feels planned instead of chaotic. It's one of those gardening habits that may seem insignificant at first, but once you've tried it, you'll probably never plant strawberry runners any other way. Here are a few professional tips that experienced growers rely on. Always sort your runners before planting rather than trying to organize them afterward. Keep your largest runners together so they can all be harvested at the same time. Plant the smaller runners together so they can continue developing alongside plants at a similar stage. Think several months ahead because every decision you make during planting affects how easy your bed will be to manage later. And finally, keep your strawberry bed organized. Your future self will thank you. Let's quickly review the beginner mistakes to avoid. Don't plant every runner wherever there's empty space. Don't mix tiny runners with large, vigorous ones. Don't think only about planting without considering how you'll dig the plants later. Don't expect every runner to develop at the same speed. And don't create a strawberry bed that's difficult to clear when it's time to prepare the area for another crop. Sometimes the biggest improvements in gardening don't come from buying better tools or more expensive plants. They come from changing one simple habit. Grouping strawberry runners by size creates a more organized bed, makes digging much easier, and allows you to clear sections efficiently when you're ready to plant something new. It takes only a few extra minutes during planting, but the benefits last throughout the entire growing cycle. If you're planting strawberry runners, give this method a try. You may be surprised by how much easier your work becomes months down the road. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more practical strawberry growing tips, and I'll see you in the next video.